looks like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have had yet another memory lapse, and it's something that they don't want you to remember. But of course, we're here to remind them, aren't we? Good morning, Neil Short here. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for your company today. Lovely that your comments about the TV detectives also. It's funny how many people remember the likes of Columbo, Macmillan and Wife. That was big, wasn't it? Yeah, I forgot about that. Used to like Burke's Law. That's being currently repeated over here on a TV channel, I think really early mornings. And another thing that I've decided I quite like is a lady called Anne Francis, and she starred in a very early Aaron Spelling production called Honey West. And I didn't realize this until I was looking into it, that Honey West was sort of the spin-off of the British version of the Avengers. You see, Honey West had all the digital technology of the day, microphone pens, was able to do a bit of karate, and seemingly all in high heels with bouffant hair. Amazing, you think. A bit of a forerunner to Dallas and Dynasty. Great fun though, but thank you for sharing your detective memories. It is always lovely to hear them. As I say, that's the whole point of the channel. We like to bring you the news, but we are a friendly community, so feel free to share your memories, keep them clean. But the bottom line is, it is nice, isn't it? Because it sort of sparks conversations and you think, yeah, I remember that. Do you remember the car in Macmillan and Wife? Yes, if you do, let me know in the comments below. Back as ever to your breaking royal story of the day. The story, again, with Meghan and Harry, very strange indeed, because if you recall when they sat down with the doyen, allegedly, of chat shows, Oprah Winfrey, they had a lot to say, didn't they? They, basically claimed that the British monarchy were a racist family, and then they decided 2 years down the line they'd never said it. Another lapse of memory there. But it was the bigger bombshells, not just the skin colour of Archie, where basically Prince Harry stated there was one conversation. Popping back to Meghan, there were several conversations. Wish they could get their story straight, don't you? That's the problem with Harry and Meghan. If you're going to lie on camera, at least remember which story you're deciding to go with. But now this is the bigger problem for Harry, because as he's now openly spoken about the problems that he's been engulfed by for many years, so it appears, therapy sessions, not being able to talk to people, not being able to feel part of the family. He's basically said he's been in therapy and under treatment for many years with various guises. So exactly what's missing from his very much highly publicized and best-selling book, Spare? As ever, let me explain. You see, part of the problem was this: they didn't want to revisit this particular segment in the Oprah Winfrey chat. Oh yes, they did not want people to be reminded of the fact that Meghan openly spoke about her mistreatment and some might say bullying of her time within the British monarchy. If you recall, Meghan claimed that she was suicidal, felt terribly depressed, but when she reached out to Palace Aides, they told her it wouldn't look good for the Constitution. She couldn't have any treatment. There was nobody to be found, nobody to be seen. Now, this was a pivotal part in their very early developing story. A part, seemingly, that Prince Harry's now forgotten, because in that 400-page book that he's released, no mention of it at all, nowhere to be seen. If this was such a dramatic event, particularly Meghan's suicidal thoughts on the night that they attended the Royal Albert Hall concert, remember that drama? That's not mentioned either. Now, this has been flagged up by very senior sources within Palace walls, because obviously this was very detrimental to them, not just being called racist, but of course unwilling to help people. They'd helped Harry privately for many years. Harry decided to go public. Seemingly though, with all that help that he'd been given over the many years, he couldn't remember, find or indeed source a phone number to help his rather distressed and new wife. And that's the reason, apparently, why he couldn't remember to include it in the book. It's a strange story, isn't it, when you think, because it was one that they hung their big interview on, but seemingly now it's something that both Harry and Meghan, allegedly, wish we could all forget. The thing is, once you put it in print and once you talk about it on air, then you can't, can you? As ever, it's a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more.